Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett joins us now. Major, good morning.
Good morning.
We heard Nancy say that we will likely have nationally televised impeachment hearings ahead of us. With this impeachment resolution, what actually changes?
Now the country knows when it's going to see some of the depositions taken as transcripts that they can read and evaluate themselves. Republicans keep saying they're not going to be the indictment Democrats have been describing for weeks now. The public will get to make its own determination. And as Nancy said, there'll be hearings. But we should pause for a second to just reflect on the gravity of the House vote yesterday. Everything that looks divided bitterly in a partisan way appears small. The Constitution is not. It doesn't get shrunk by a hard partisan vote like this. What matters is the House has set an impeachment inquiry in motion. That means the tide for impeaching this president, at least in the House, appears irreversible. That will be a historic mark this House and this president will never be able to walk away from.
The White House is fighting this, of course, Major Garrett, but there is frustration, our White House team has learned, among the aides within the White House because the messaging from the legal team and then the comms team is not always coordinated. So overall, how is the White House pushing back?
The way it has since President Trump was inaugurated, with the president and his Twitter feed. The anxiety in the White House is the impeachment story is larger than any story the president has confronted, much larger than the Mueller investigation. It will only grow larger. And they know within the White House the president likes to retweet supportive surrogates. The White House keeps saying, Mr. President, let us build you a surrogate team, coordinated with the legal team, so there's more people on TV that you can find defending you. The president says, no, I'm the key defender. He wants to tell the country I'm the only witness that matters. And for now, at least, that strategy will continue.
Major, as you know, Ivanka Trump weighed in on the impeachment fight for the first time, tweeting a quote from Thomas Jefferson referencing about being surrounded by enemies and spies in Washington. I think she ended it with, some things never change, Dad. So what do you make of that, and how is it being received in D.C.?
Well, clearly a not-so-veiled reference to people who work within the Trump White House who have gone willingly to testify before the House impeachment inquiry. So that means there is some dissatisfaction or sense of being surrounded by people who are disloyal. One thing I would point out about that quote, it was Thomas Jefferson in a letter. He wasn't even president yet. It was before he was inaugurated, so the spies and things weren't besetting him as president. The next line I think is interesting also in the very same letter. I pant for that society where all is peace and harmony, where we love and are beloved by every object we see. Not then, not now.
Not now, yeah. Yeah, long way to go. May the panting continue. Thank you very much.
I'll leave that to you, Gayle. I'll leave that to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Major.